Hey there. Welcome back, Coaching You for You family. As you can see, I'm hydrating. I am hydrating. One of the things that works best for me. Thank you for joining me again this evening. It's good to see you again. Tonight, our topic is fitting for a number of reasons, but I first want to begin with offering my condolences to any and everybody who has lost the a family member, a friend, or somebody they love. I want to offer my condolence and wish you the peace of God. He can bring it to you. I know from too much experience. I'd also like to offer my best wishes to everybody surviving with breast cancer or any type of cancer. I'd like to wish you the best and continued recovery. And I'd like to offer my prayers for the warriors who have gone on as a direct result of some type of cancer. Cancer is no joke. And understanding and researching what it is, how it works, and how we deal with it is important. And sometimes that's not always enough. But thank you again for joining me this evening. Our topic, dehydrate. This evening, what happens when we choose the wrong partner? And so many times we do. After becoming a widow, I chose the wrong partner. And I share about this often because I don't ever want to give the impression that it has anything at all to do with my late husband. It doesn't. He was my soulmate. Not a perfect mate, but a very, very good mate. What happened after him, I can say today, emphatically and without reservation, was as a direct result of me grieving and being lonely after his death. And so that's what I want to open with tonight. I want to remind you to not get in any relationship with anybody just because you're lonely. Don't get into a relationship until you're ready. Now, that's hard. That's very hard for a lot of people because people believe that as soon as they're lonely, they need to fix that loneliness. And that's a direct result of why the dating pool, the marriage pool, the relationship pool is so filthy dirty because we're jumping into it when we're not ready. And so let's talk a little bit about the wrong partner and what the wrong partner looks like. The wrong partner is somebody who'll violate your trust. Yeah, I said it. They'll violate your trust. They'll withhold love and affection. They'll treat you disrespectfully and exhibit toxic relationship qualities. Yeah. You might also define the wrong person as someone you don't feel love or attracted to, or someone who doesn't resemble the type of partner you feel would be best for you. Those are all types of the wrong people. And again, we get in touch, get involved, and allow the wrong people to share in our life as a result of many things. And usually those things are things that we can control. There are things, allergies, that we can do something about. When you realize it's not a good fit, unfit it. When you realize that you're in the wrong story, leave. It won't always be easy and it doesn't happen overnight, but leave. Yeah, when you're in the wrong story with the wrong partner, leave, because one thing I can guarantee you for sure, and I'm not a magician, this is experience. Staying with the wrong person doesn't make the relationship right. There you go. You have it. They violate trust. They're disrespectful. They're not a good fit. They manipulate. They have, toxic traits, the wrong people. You have to know what the wrong people look like and who they are. And you have to accept them for who they are. One of the biggest mistakes we make in dealing in these relationships is we don't accept people for who they are. And we honestly believe on more than one occasion, over and over and over again, no matter how disrespectful they are, we believe we can change them. We cannot. If you find yourself in the wrong story with the wrong person, get out. You're not going to fix them. And another reason, and this is a very big reason, that so many relationships are failing because you're looking at the body. And I know that physical attraction is important. Don't misunderstand me. I know that that's important and it matters. However, you've substituted, many of you, character and good qualities for looks. That's what you've done. You wanted the guy with the swag. That's what she wanted, the guy with the swag. And you guys want the fan page girls, with all the hair, all the backside, all the nails, all the clothes, the tiny waists, the big hips. And you forgot about the mind. The mind matters. Who and what you deal with and allow into your life matters. Listen, hooking up with the wrong person can destroy you mentally. The abuse. Some of us suffer so much abuse, and this is for men and women. We suffer so much abuse, in these toxic relationships, in these relationships that are not good fits because we're lonely, because we're grieving, because we just need somebody. It's cuffing season. Go ahead and cuff. Cuffing is restriction. And no matter how you look at it and how you deal with it, cuffing an improper fit will hurt your wrists and your heart and your mind and your soul. Hooking up, connecting to the wrong person destroys us in some little way, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and financially. I said it. It does. Because a lot of times on both sides of the fence, and this goes for men, excuse me, men and women, we think if we treat them right, if we just give them all the things they never had, it'll make a difference. We think, this is for men and women, we think that cuffing because it's cold will keep us warm. And the reality is, in a lot of those relationships, you're in frigid temperatures because you have the wrong fit. And we get the wrong fit because right from the start, this guy was sharing on a post yesterday about, when you meet somebody, the standards and boundaries have to be intact right from the door, And don't ever let anybody tell you your standards are too high. Can they be unreasonable? Yes, in fact, they can. And on both sides of the fence, they have been. But don't ever let them tell you that your standards are too high because they can always go out there and find less. Yeah, go out there and get less if that's what you want. Go and get less. Right from the door, when you're getting involved in a relationship with anybody, you have to know what your boundaries and your standards are. You have to know. You can't make it up. You have to know what they are. You have to know what they are, and you have to know who you are. With no standards, you walk onto glass ceilings, and you think that you have everything intact when in fact you don't. And when those ceilings start to crack, you can't understand why. So, number one, there are three takeaways from tonight. Let's start with the first of all of this. Getting involved with the wrong people will and can destroy you physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially. It can, it will, and there are many witnesses to the destruction. Don't forget that. They're out there. And those same people are jumping into the dating pool with that on their back. They're carrying that backpack, of what happened in the past. So, getting into a relationship, you have to ask yourself three things and be honest with yourself. Have you identified your boundaries and your standards? Do you know what they are? For example, for me, I'm not going to date a man who doesn't understand that he should open the door. This world is upside down. Dark spirits want you to believe that he should be acting like a woman and you should be acting like a man. Absolutely not. Let that man be the man that he's supposed to be. That's right. Your boundaries and your standards going in. Know what you want and know what they are. And don't ever, ever, ever compromise your character for warmth. Get a blanket. The second thing is, do you know what you want in a relationship? Going into a relationship, I know what I want. I do. And even though I mixed the message in grief and out of loneliness after I became a widow, I absolutely know what I want in a relationship. I'm not confused about it at all. And when we're confused about it, we mix messages. So if I tell you that it's important to me that the man who wants to spend time with me understands that he can and should open the door, and I do anything different, I'm sending a mixed message. Know your boundaries, know your standards, and know what you want. And number three, and we've all been guilty of this, do you ignore red flags? I did. Out of grief. I did. There's just absolutely no getting around it. I did. I ignored the red flag. You know what else I ignored? The early warning signs. What are some of the early warning signs? When they disrespect other people around you. I don't care if it's a friend, a family, wait staff in a restaurant. It doesn't matter who it is. If they're disrespecting others, they're going to disrespect you. You can take that to the bank and cash it. That money is good. If they're disrespecting others, they're going to disrespect you. It's plain and simple. If your partner is not loyal to people who are loyal to them, they're going to be disloyal to you too. That's not a secret. That's a fact. I didn't make it up. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. If your partner is toxic with other people and you say to your friends, oh, but he doesn't treat me like that. She doesn't treat me like that. She disrespects others. She doesn't disrespect me. It's coming. Sit back and wait. It's coming. And so I don't want to keep you long tonight. I just wanted to make clear that toxic relationships are everywhere, but I don't want you to mix this message either Hey, Medina, how are you? Thanks for joining us. I don't want you to mix this message tonight either. There's some phenomenal people out here. I've met a few. There are some phenomenal people. And the other thing I want you to remember is when you're dating, date. The mistake men and women make in meeting people is as soon as they meet somebody they like, they stop dating. You shouldn't. You shouldn't stop dating until you're actually out of the dating field. That means that you're in a committed relationship. So if you're looking for a committed relationship and the first person you meet, you jump out of the dating pool because you like them, you've done yourself a disservice. Stay in it to win it, and stay in it until you're sure of who you are, what you want in it, and if you've actually gotten it. Just because somebody says they like you doesn't mean they're committed to you. It's a completely different thing. It's a completely different thing. So being committed, listen, you're not in a committed relationship until you're in a committed relationship, no matter what you think. And that's why it's important to ask when you start, meeting people, are you in a relationship? Does anybody think they're in a relationship with you? Because sometimes that's the case. They'll say no. And clearly, there are other people who think and believe and know otherwise. So watch yourself. Yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. 3 things: know your boundaries and standards. Going in, know what they are and keep them. It's okay, keep them. And anybody who walks away from you because you refuse to compromise yourself early in the relationship by giving them what they want, let them walk. Because if you think that's the end of anybody attempting to force you into something, you're wrong. It's going to get a whole lot worse. So know what you want. Know what you want. And don't ignore the early warning signs. Don't ignore the red flags. They're not going to change colors. They're not going to change colors. My name is Annette. And again, I'd like to thank you for joining us here again at Coaching You For You. I want to tell you that we have some exciting things coming. They've been in the making for quite some time. There are several different channels of YouTube and podcasting everywhere that fall under Coaching You For You. And the newest and latest and the greatest of one of them is the Black Girls Locker Room. And the Black Girls Locker Room is about the huddle, y'all. In a football game or a baseball game or a basketball game, when they haven't quite gotten the plays right, and they go into the locker room to huddle and strategize and motivate and celebrate what they did get right. That's what the Black Girls Locker Room is all about. And we're talking about it. We're going to be everywhere. We've already started touring, and we've already started offering conferences and one-to-one sessions. It all falls under Coaching You For You. So for every woman out there tonight and man, I want to tell you that you have the right and the opportunity, once you create a business, to expand it. Don't let anybody get in your way with it. If you want a clothing line, get a clothing line. If you want cosmetics, get cosmetics. I'm going to be hooking up with other women businesses. For example, we're going to be looking at Ask Medina to come in and host a locker room session for the women about mental health and minding your mental. She's good at that. She's good at a lot of things. And not just because she's here tonight, reach out and check her out on Monday nights. She's offering free informative sessions. We're going to be looking for the girl who does the lipstick line. And one of them is Deasia Gilchrist. We're going to have Deasia come in and talk about lipstick. I love lipstick. I'm not a professional in it. I don't really wear makeup, but there are women who do. And she has a huge line of lipsticks that she can offer and even get you out of your comfort zone in some of that. We're going to be doing makeovers with a business out of Newark called Off the Hanger. And that's where they show you how you can use different clothes in different ways to change your look. We're going to have the girl who comes on and talks to us about, our hair and how we can wear it natural, how we can add to it, take away from it, and groom it up. And I especially want to bring on the women who deal with natural hair because that's important for me. It's something that I do. We're going to be talking to women about how to strategize on the job. Because, see, when you go to the job, and Black women, I want you to know this, it, it is rigged. The deck is stacked against you. And I want to talk to you about that with some of the locker room attendants who will be certified and coming in to huddle with us about how we get it right. Because when you go to the office, I don't care if you're at the boardroom table or the lunchroom table, you have to understand that you walking into the room, there's already a sense of entitlement around you. It's already there. So you're going to have to come in that room with your ladder prepared to climb the wall they've already built. And that wall starts with a sense of entitlement. That ladder is about the ladder for you to climb that wall is about you addressing who you are, what you want, what you're capable of, improving your knowledge, skills, and ability, and getting on top of the job that you want. In business and contracts, we're going to bring some people in to teach you about that. We're left out of a lot of the contracts. Can you imagine if simply alone you got the toilet paper contract for the state of New Jersey? You'd be a millionaire, but you don't know how to get it. And we're locked out of it. We're going to bring some people in to talk to you about that. That's what the huddle is about under Coaching You For You, the Black Girls Locker Room. Are y'all ready for this? We are, and we're looking forward to it. I want to thank you again for joining me tonight. I want to thank you for coming back. For those of you who are here now and those of you who are going to come in later, I want you to remember this is allergy season again. To hydrate, eat fruit, moisturize your hands, your face, and your feet. And by the way, we have a moisturizer for you. It's all natural. It does require refrigeration because it should be sprayed on cool. It's called Mist Me. It's the hydrator for you, baby. See, I told you, don't be afraid to expand. Don't be afraid to reach out. And don't be afraid to help another sister rise. Eat fruit, hydrate, moisturize your face, hands, and feet, and mind your business. All of your business. We'll see you here again soon at Coaching You For You under one of our channels. Thank you and have a great night.